everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maxine and I like to teach people how to sew and draft patterns. So today I want to show you how to make the perfect summer blouse. I just love this pattern so much. I made so many different varieties of this style. It's just perfect for summer. So over here I've chosen a linen, but you don't have to necessarily just use linen or cotton. So a stretch fabric like this works very well. The options are endless. So really any lightweight fabric is perfect for this pattern. This is a beginner-friendly project, so if you are new to sewing, don't be scared. It's very easy to sew. So this will take you anywhere from an hour up to 2-3 hours to make. So this is a super fun project. Please remember to like and subscribe, and remember to turn on the notification bell. I will be releasing more free patterns soon, and I would really love to see how yours came out. So please tag me. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will get back to you. Okay, so let's go over everything that we will need. You will need your fabric, so you'll need about 2 meters of fabric. Here is the linen that I have used for the sample. Paper scissor, fabric scissor, and then of course your cotton. Then we will need some elastic. A 5mm wide should be fine. Your fabric marker, make sure it's erasable, some pins, and then you will need a hook and eye, and then of course your pattern. So the pattern is on my website. It's completely free, so you can go ahead and download that over there. You will see that there's 2 different options. You've got the A4 version and you've got the A0 version. The A0 version, you have to get printed at a print shop. If that's not an option for you, you can go ahead with the A4 version that you can print on your own home computer. The only thing with the A4 version is you'll have a lot of pieces that you're going to have to stick together. So you'll stick them all together, then you'll end up with one big pattern, and then from there you can cut it out. If you don't want to cut into your original pattern, get some tracing paper like this. Then you're going to place it over your pattern, trace the size that you need, and then cut out your tracing paper. Then your original pattern will still stay intact. So when you've got your pattern printed, you'll find the test box on your pattern. Make sure that it's exactly 10 by 10. If this measurement is off, your pattern pieces will not fit correctly. Then make sure when you cut that you follow the correct color. So I'll be following the medium. And then make sure when you cut out that you cut out the dotted line, the corresponding dotted line. So each size has got a color, and then you've got a solid line and a dotted line, so you need to cut on the dotted line. So let's go ahead and cut our pieces out. Make sure that you use your paper scissor over here when you cut out the pattern. Then we can go ahead and prep our fabric. Make sure that your selvages line up exactly. That's the edge of the fabric. Then on some pieces you'll find this fold line. It means it needs to be in line with the fold of the fabric. And then make sure that your grain line, all of them must be in line with your selvage. Then we can go ahead and place our pieces on our fabric. We can pin it and then trace it off, and then we can go ahead and cut everything out. So now we will take our back top and the back skirt, and we're going to gather the skirt here so that it fits into the waistline of the top there. So to do gathering stitches, you need to set your stitch length to 4mm or longer, and then you're going to do 2 rows of stitches. And then from there, you're going to pull the fabric, and then you'll start getting gathers like this. Now that the bottom panel is gathered to the same measurement as the top, then we can stitch it on 1 centimeter all the way through. Now we'll cut an elastic 10 centimeters shorter than the finished length, like this, and then we're going to stretch this, sew this into the back seam over here. Now we can sew the elastic in. As you can see, I'm pulling on the elastic to make it fit into the back seam. Now we will gather the front as well. So we're going to start by gathering the skirt until it fits into the top. When the size is good, you're going to go ahead and sew that on 1 centimeter and then overlock as well. Overlock the front seams and the back seam with the elastic. And then go ahead and press all your seams flat. And if you're working with a soft fabric, just remember to use a press cloth. With right sides facing each other, we're going to pin the front and back together. So we'll start with the shoulders, front and back shoulders, and then the side seams, pin that, and then go ahead and sew both on 1 centimeter. So now this is what our top looks like. We've got the side seam sewn and overlock and the shoulder. So it will look like this. Now we can move over to the sleeves. Sew each sleeve on 1 centimeter and then overlock as well. So now we can sew the sleeve head into the armhole. So as you can see, I'm just turning the sleeve inside out and putting it on the inside of the top. So it's right sides facing each other. Then it's easier to pin it all the way around. Now we have the sleeves sewn in and overlocked. Then we can go ahead and do the hem. So for the hem, don't worry about doing it around the neckline just yet. We're going to do a bias binding around there. So just from this seam here all the way around the hem, back to the other side. So I've just gone and I've done a roll hem. So as you can see, it's a very fine roll hem that I have done all the way around the hem, leaving the neckline open. Now we can cut some binding for the neckline. So we're going to cut pieces on the 45 and they need to be about 4 centimeters wide. So on one side of the binding, iron it in on 1 centimeter. So only the one side, the other side we will leave open. Then the open side, you're going to place on the inside of the neckline and pin that all the way around. So right side of the binding to the wrong side of the top. Go ahead and sew that on 1 centimeter all the way around. So leave a bit of fabric at the edge just so you can fold that back into the binding. So I'm folding back in and then I'm going to fold the binding over. So the seam must face inside the binding. If you find the binding is a bit too challenging, you can even use a pretty piece of lace or just some pretty embellishment around the neckline as well. So when you have your binding top stitched, it should look like this, nice and neat. Then we will take our belt and then you're going to fold it in half. We will sew only around the angled edge and the long edge. Leave the straight edge open. Then we can clip our corners and then from there we can turn it inside out. You can use a loop turner. If you don't have a loop turner, that's fine. You can also just turn it over by hand. I will show you now. Just make sure your corners are pressed out neatly. So over here, I will be doing this one by hand. So just turn it inside out. So just press out the corners neatly and then iron both of the belts. Then from here we can sew this into the top. I'm so curious to see what fabrics you have chosen for your tops. Please let me know. Please tag me on Instagram. I will leave my profile down below. And also just leave a comment. Let me know how you found this pattern, what you enjoyed about it, or what you found a bit tricky. Please let me know. Now that the belt is sewn in, we can hand sew the hook and eyes into the front as well. So it's basically where the seams line up, that is where the hook and eye will go. This top has been so easy to style. You can wear it with jeans, you can wear it with shorts, you can wear it really with anything. So you can even wear it over your bikini if you go to the beach. It's so versatile. So because I've got so much fabric still left, I thought let me add a little ruffle. I think it'll go nicely with the shorts that I'm making to match it. So if you want to do a ruffle, cut one long piece, a long strip of fabric, and then gather it, and then we can just attach it to the sleeve hem. Otherwise, alternatively, if you do not want the ruffle, you can just roll hem it, or you can just hem it. You can just overlock it and then top stitch all the way around. So over here, I'm just pinning the gathered frill all around the sleeve edge, and then I'm going to sew that in and overlock. I'd like to know your thoughts for a next project. I would like to do a denim dress. Is this something you guys would be into? Please let me know in the comments, and then let me know if you've got any other questions, and then I will see you next time.